I'm a pretty critical customer when it comes to folks coming into the house to provide service, and I've certainly seen a range of capabilities, having owned a home for several years. And I would just say that Peterman met and exceeded my expectations across the board in terms of just getting the job done right, and then really good customer service following up after that. So my name is Mike, and I live in Columbus, Indiana. First heard of Peterman strictly by going through the Yellow Pages because I had an issue on a Sunday morning, and I was searching through to see who was available for emergency 24/7 service. It was like I said, a Sunday morning. The Saturday prior to that, during the night, we had a pretty heavy downpour. Usually when that happens, I check out the mechanicals in the house and just make sure everything's working the way it should be. When I went downstairs after that morning, I noticed that the power outlet for the sump pump wasn't active. And I noticed that the pit or the well was like an inch or two from the top. So when I looked in there, it looked like the sump pump had failed. I reached out to Peterman. Really, that was the first plumber that I tried to reach out to for a couple of reasons. One was, as I said, they clearly called out that they were able to come out on site 24/7, but also had heard of Peterman's just through word of mouth. So some of the neighbors in my neighborhood had used Peterman. I'd seen the truck in the area, so it wasn't completely an unknown to me. And I'd say within about an hour, Greg called me back to set up an appointment to come out. So from start to finish, in terms of the time I reached out to the plumber until the time Greg showed up on site, was probably about 90 minutes to 2 hours tops. So really prompt service. He came down, confirmed that it was in fact a sump pump that had failed. Had a couple on the truck, so walked me through some options in terms of the horsepower rating for each of the various motors. Gave some recommendations on what he thought would be the best fit for my application. Got it installed, actually pointed out a couple of other items that he wanted to address while he had that torn out. So he put in some new check valves, did some testing on my backup sump pump as well to make sure everything was working okay there. Walked me through the process, explained the warranty. As Greg was finishing up the work, he pointed out some of the benefits of signing up for the Peterman Protection Club. I went ahead and signed up for that on the spot. He pointed out the fact that they could come out for annual inspections, that the service calls for emergencies would be significantly cheaper, and the benefits on some of the parts that they sell in terms of getting a better rate if you're a member of that. And was pretty much out the door, I'd say, within an hour to 90 minutes from showing up with everything back in business. So I absolutely would recommend Peterman for service. I've already shared the experience with a couple of friends and family, so they know kind of the overall level of professionalism and quality, customer service, and taking the time to do the job right.